You may have noticed that the markup that has been rendered in the last few videos of the Views chapter contain much more than just what we specified in the views that we created. This extra markup came from another view called a layout, and in this chapter we will take a look at just what exactly a layout is, how to create your own layouts, and, most importantly, how to apply layouts to the pages of your site. To help define what a layout is, consider this question. When you go from one page to another on the same website, do you expect the pages to look the same, generally speaking? For example, do you expect to see the same logo, color scheme, and perhaps the same top-level navigation on every single page of the site? If you answered yes, then you're in good company. It's generally considered a good thing for most, if not all, of the pages of a website to have the same consistent look and feel. Many people call this concept the site's theme, or in marketing terms, the site's brand. On the web, the only way to show the same thing on many different pages is to render the same HTML in each of those pages. There is no such thing as reusing HTML in the browser. But as developers, we strive to reuse wherever possible and make duplicate code our enemy. As such, most mature web development platforms address this problem by letting you put all of the markup that you want to display throughout multiple pages into a single file on your site. Then you can refer to this file from other pages. In ASP.NET MVC, this file is called a layout, a special view that other views can refer to. In fact, the layout approach is so important and highly recommended that the ASP.NET MVC website template actually includes a default layout already made for you and automatically references this layout in any new views that you create in your site. Let's open it up and see what it looks like. Just open the Views Shared folder and click on the file named _layout.cshtml. What you'll find is the standard web page structure, including things such as the doc type, HTML, head, and body tags that form a valid HTML document. Inside of these tags is a combination of code and markup, exactly what we covered in Chapter 3, Working with Views. First, there is a reference to the viewbag.title object, which gets rendered inside of the title tag so that pages can control what's shown in the browser's title bar. Then there are a number of references to the HTML.ActionLinkHelper to generate links to pages in the site, such as those contained in the unordered list on line 22 that represents the site's primary navigation menu. What's more, the HTML.partial method call on line 19 is a great example of how even layout pages can leverage partial views to avoid becoming too verbose and help manage their complexity. Finally, we get to a few method calls that we have not yet seen: render section on line 32 and line 46, and render body on line 34. The render body method call is the most important line in this file by far. It is this call that tells ASP.NET MVC to execute the view that points to this layout, then dump all of the HTML that view rendered into this specific location. Likewise, the render section calls indicate sections of markup in addition to the primary body of the page. As this example shows, these sections are often things like a featured content banner or content that should go in the footer of the site. This approach is what makes layouts work so well. Like the examples that we showed in Chapter 3, the only thing that the views which use this layout need to worry about is the content that they want to display, the main content of the page, and not where it and how it is displayed. By referring to a layout, they can be confident that the layout will put their rendered markup in the correct place, as well as include the common elements that help create a consistent theme throughout the site. Now that we've discussed the concept of sharing logic and markup on multiple views in a website through the use of ASP.NET MVC's Layouts feature, let's move right on to the next video in which we will see the next step in using a layout, referencing it from a view.